Look, we're stuck in the system, we can't get out. It's time for a change, stop running your mouth. I'm looking for words, but I can't get it out. Look for the light, but the sun blotted out.
Hold on, let me hop on the beat. Cause social injustice and prisoner mindset is something we gotta defeat. We idle these hoes and wear all these clothes with shoes that can't be creased. Steady looking for substance and change, but we searching all up in these streets.
All right, check me out real fast one time. Top of the top to you. First of all, happy Malcolm Tuesday to y'all. I be still saying happy Malcolm like I don't know it's Tuesday when I know we going live every Tuesday, you know, and Thursday, but that's not what we talking about right now, all right? You know, I had let me go ahead and get into this quick little disclaimer before we go ahead and bust into this podcast and what we talking about this morning, all right? You tapped into the top of the top with King Phillip, you know, where we talk about the issues within the black and brown community that people don't say too much about, that we pretty much just shrugged it off like it's not a problem, and it clearly is a problem. All right. You know, I'm saying all that top of the top to you, Miss Frida. You know what I mean? What's happening? Saying all that to say, you know, what we push out on these podcasts and on these episodes is a lot of experience-based opinions, meaning we did not go out and get any research to back up what we're saying. All right. We are the data. We are the research that's needed. You know what I mean? For them to become the experts. All right. Saying all that to say, got a booger in my eye. Y'all wasn't going to say nothing either, huh? Saying all that to say, if we say anything that offends you, or if I say anything that offends anybody, please, y'all is not listening to me. When I'm telling y'all, do not, you ain't gotta, I'm gonna give Phillip a piece of my mind. I can't wait to see Phillip. Man, y'all is not listening to me. Do not approach me on something that I said that offended you. Take that time to evaluate what was said that made you feel some kind of way, and then make those steps to correction. Checking me, coming to me, telling me how I made you feel about what I said is not going to make you feel any better. Because I'm going to look at you like a whole poop putt, you know what I mean? But, so that's what we got for today. So today, you know, the last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago, we had talked about relationships. You know what I mean? We had talked about relationships. Where's my tea? Oh, the nerve. I can't believe that one, sure. We need this thing right here, and we about to bag up some more, you know what I mean? But you know, folks, they had reached out to me and was like, Phillip, I love the episode that you was talking about with relationships. I love the episode that you was talking about with the gangbanging and stuff like that. Can you do another episode on the relationships? You know, and I'm still like, who the fuck am I to talk about relationships? You know, I just look at it from a different perspective. All right. So let's go ahead and before we jump in, I'm truly skipping my whole thing, what I do. You know, we got to get our ticker thing on there. You know what I mean? If y'all have not done so, y'all know this spiel. If y'all have not done so, go ahead and check out the makeachessmove.org website. Scroll through that thing, check it out. Let me know how y'all feel about that thing. I think it's dope. But that's me personally. I think it's dope. But there is a tool. There is a toolkit that we developed and built on the website that folks can utilize this toolkit. All right. So the toolkit is on the donation page. So if you click the donation tab, all right, and on the donation page, there's a toolkit where you can copy and paste a picture. You can copy and paste some text, and you can send it to your emails, text it to your friends. You can post it on all your social medias, blah, blah, blah. That way we backdoor people to come in and make the donations. You know what I mean? So that's how we pushing today. So Go ahead and check out the website, though. That thing is sweet. Every platform that we have with Malcolm, you will experience something different. All right. Check out the Make a Chess Move website. Facebook page /Malcolm303. Check out the Instagram /Malcolm303. Check out the Twitter /Malcolm303. Check out that Pinterest joint /Malcolm303. And as soon as I get that Clubhouse joint, you know, I just got into that thing, you know what I mean? We're going to have a /Malcolm303 on that thing too, you know what I mean? So again, who the fuck am I to talk about relationships? You know, I've come from many failed. I wouldn't even say that. You know, me in relationships is like credit. All right. In order to establish good credit, you have to get a credit card. You got to use the credit card. You got to build it that way. You know what I mean? I never really established good relationship or any relationship history. You know, in order to establish credit, you got to have a credit history. I guess in order to establish a relationship, you got to have a relationship history. I don't know. I mean, let's look at it like this. I see it two ways though. You know what I mean? But getting back to it, who the fuck am I to talk about relationships? All right. I'm nobody. I'm not perfect. I don't do nothing extravagant. You know what I mean? None of that. All right. But I will talk about not who Phillip is right now, but who Phillip was. You know what I mean? The damage that Phillip has done to many women, many other women. All right. And that's in, you know, not even to the relationship capacity. You know, it was what it was, period. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was. They don't know what it was. There was nothing that produced from it. You know what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say, look, I'm not a relationship expert, and for some of y'all to tap in and be like, you know, Phillip, I think you should go into the relationship field because you have great advice. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But not like that, but just to the point where I'm like, you know, I don't have enough relationship history to give relationship advice. All right, I have relationship advice from my point of view, which is very limited. All right. And my point of view doesn't come with a lot of relationship history. Saying all that to say, even still, because I know some people wait till marriage to get that thing knocked back, to get them cheeks clapped. You know what I mean? Or even dudes, they wait till marriage to, you know what I mean, let it happen to them to get their cheeks clapped. Yeah. Yeah, Tim. So I'm saying, you know, I'm trying to establish my credibility right now when it comes to relationships. There is none. All right, boom. So, Phillip, let's talk about who Phillip was. Oh, I did not even realize my phone was broken. Crack right there. That is all bad. But let's talk about who Phillip was. You know, Phillip came from a structure where, you know, my mom's growing up, she was in and out of prison. All right. Y'all know my story. If you don't, go back, check out the YouTube. We got a few different ones that share my story and stuff like that. But, and my dad was an alcoholic. So me seeing relationships came from, a very older perspective, you know, and that was from my grandma and my grandpa's marriage. All right. Even living in their household, even staying with my grandmother and my grandpa since 1990, you know, they never stayed in the same bed. All right. They kept the family together. They made plenty of sacrifices, and right now, even to that point, to me, seeing the relationship perspective from that perspective, there was still it was still limited. All right. It wasn't relationship advice from my mom or my dad or my siblings. It wasn't relationship advice from, the homies growing up type of thing, because that wasn't the wave. You know what I mean? Seeing what I saw, it made my stance on relationships where it was. So I'm coming to the point where, my question is, how do black folks, if we don't know what a good relationship is supposed to look like, what a good relationship is supposed to feel like and be like, how do we know we doing it right? All right. And again, like I said, I'm coming from a very, very skewed point of view. It's very limited. All right. So which I believe contributed to, my womanizing ways. And what I mean by that is I didn't value women. I didn't see, I was at the point where I was like, man, I wish I can just have a baby and get a woman back. You know what I mean? Not keep the woman. I don't want the woman. You know what I mean? Just give me the baby. Yeah, I didn't see the value of a woman. And I don't, I'm looking to see, even right now, just thinking about it, was that because the woman who was supposed to value myself, or who I was supposed to value the most, wasn't there for me to actually value, to show that value, to show, or even to be taught how to value a woman. I told you, I come from the specific viewpoint of a marriage from my grandparents. All right. And when I wouldn't stay with them, they was already 60 plus. So it was from an older perspective, but at the same time, they were not staying in the same bed. So there was some love, but there was still some love lost. I don't know what happened. They never talked about it. All right. When it comes to, my grandmother, she taught me to, open doors, what I mean, for women and stuff like that. But it wasn't why I was supposed to open doors. I was supposed to, I was taught how to when it comes to a whole lot of stuff, but I wasn't taught the why behind it, which I believe clearly would share the value. You know what I mean? So growing up, I had to learn that value of a woman on my own. All right. And on my own, that journey was rough because, especially when I got to the point where I was ready to start getting it in, you know what I mean? And I had lost my virginity my freshman year in high school. You know what I mean? They came and got me. You know what I mean? And I let them get me. All right. I didn't even think about the value of myself then. I was just thinking about getting them things, you know what I mean? Cracking some cheeks. That was it at the time. All right. Saying all this to say, with everything that's going on right now, and I mean, even for the babies, we talking about the babies, and now I'm seeing that the guidance or the lack of has trickled down to them, because right now they ain't even women and little girls. They just boning because they friends is doing it. You know what I mean? Boys, these little boys out here boning because they friends is doing it and talking about it. There's not enough people talking about the value of relationships, of what building what a partner will look like. So we just see what we come from, and what we come from is fucked up, and it's come to the point where we've accepted that, like it's not a problem. Like how we treat women growing up is to move like it's normal. And what I mean by that is, again, I'm talking about just even having more than one woman. That's not valuing black women at all. And again, we talking about the issues within the black and brown community. That's it. You know what I mean? Let me tap in real fast. My man Mark said, if you have no example, then you have nothing to go off of. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But at the same time, that don't give us the excuse. We got to create, you know what I mean? We got to create the examples. That's what we got to do that's the bottom line. We got to create the examples that we want to see. You know what I mean? I know somebody said a quote like that in the back in the gap, you know what I mean? About being the world that you wish to see. You know, we got to be that. But I'm saying that to say too, it's become normal for us to see fucked up relationships, to think that fucked up relationship is goals, because it's something, we see what they want us to see. You know what I mean? We see what they want us to see. But, we still don't know if what's fucked up is really fucked up. Like if having multiple girls at one time, is that lesser value? Is that value in a woman even less than having one woman? If you give all of these women the time that they deserve, or the time that you can give them equally, versus the one person who has one girl and he gives her no attention at all. You know what I mean? So what's to say? What's bad? Again, we've been conditioned to think that even that what we're doing to this day, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to everything that's going on, is how it's supposed to be. And even to the point of it's the stuff that we think that's bad. Like, is what I'm talking about, is what we're mentioning, talking about the issues within the black community, with tardiness, with professionalism, with dating, all these issues that we talking about. Are these issues truly bad? Just because white folks conditioned and taught us that what they do and how they do is right, does that mean that what we do to accomplish our goals and get to our bottom line is wrong? That's where I'm coming down to with doing all these episodes and talking and rapping with y'all. It has me thinking to that point, like, okay, is what we're doing wrong? I truly do not believe that what we are doing is wrong. To an extent, but then again, I'm gonna say to an extent, because if you still can show up late, but at the end provide the results that's needed, is that wrong? If I come to a meeting sagging my pants, but I get what I'm trying to get out clearly and professionally to who I'm speaking to, is that wrong? Is our culture to what we're, but again, coming back down to it, who's to say that's our culture? Who is to say that this behavior that we are taking on, sagging our pants, even when it comes to writing, you know what I mean? Instead of spelling back B-A-C-K, we spelling it B-A-C or two C's. Is that wrong? Who's to say I can't spell back? Well, you know what it is. You understand me? But who's to say that's our culture, though? Who's to say all the I don't even want to call it negative behavior. I'm gonna call it all of the behavior that black and brown folk displays that could be seen as a negative to the community and to the culture from other folks, from other white folks. Who's to say it? That's that's where I've been processing. That's where I'm at nowadays with it. You know what I mean? But coming back down to, you know, hitting on our women, physically abusing our women. I've seen it. I've seen it when I was younger and when I was older. I was younger, I couldn't do anything. When I was older, I pulled this nigga off of his girl. I was able to do something, so I did something. Had a conversation with him. It didn't stop anything. It happened again. I stayed the fuck out of it. I got out of the whole situation. It come down to we calling folks our homies and our niggas who putting their hands on their women. What type of reflection does that say? What does that say about you? Y'all don't want to associate with anybody who put their hands on their wife and their girlfriend, on their babies, their daughters. There's a way of disciplining. Men don't have no place. This is me personally. And I've said this before. Men have no place when it comes to disciplining or whooping, putting hands on their daughters. And this is me learning in the process. What do we do? Unbeknownst to ourselves when men put their hands, the fathers put their hands on their daughters? That's a whole nother conversation. But again, all of this behavior has become normal. Sitting down, having conversations like human beings. It's almost like it's how do you expect that? How do you get to that point? When there's an issue, how do you get to the communication point? You know what I mean? That's the whole key thing too. You know what I mean? How do we get to the whole communication point when it comes to issues and drama and disagreements in relationships? Because a lot of the times too, in relationships, even coming from experience, if there's an issue, there's no words being exchanged. And that's not productive. That's not the move. But again, it's something that we've learned. It's something that we unconsciously learn. You know what I mean? It ain't something that we just taught like off the rip. Like if there's a problem, just shut up, nigga. It'll go away. You know what I mean? Because we can shut up and that problem's still gonna be face front right there, right? All day, every day. We can get high all we want, but we still gonna have to come back down. And we gonna have to face that problem face front, period. It's just gonna be posted in a tent waiting for you to come back down. That's the thing with our problems and our solutions. If we don't address them in an effective manner, and that effective manner is communicating like adults, emotions do come in the middle and they do make it hard to listen effectively and talk effectively. That is okay though. There are still ways to communicate. There are still ways to get out what you need to get out and still receive what you need to receive just to move forward. And even coming through with our, in relationships, again, I'm looking at experience living. I've shut down. I've always shut down. I don't want to hear about no problems. I don't want to argue. I don't want to be confronted with something that I did. I don't want to get out of my. I'm going to look just like this. Sleepy eye and everything. You see that thing just be drooping. You see it is this one too, or is it this one? It's one of these eyes. These things just be giving me that young Forrest Whitaker thing, Chimbit? But that accomplishes nothing. That accomplishes nothing at all. And a lot of the times too, fellas, y'all should know this too. When we don't speak up, when we don't say anything, that just makes the women, especially a black woman, if you are with a black woman, that's going to infuriate her even more. All right. And again, who's to say how we communicate is wrong? Who's to say that off the rip, you know what I mean? Black folks are told and said that we are allowed, period. I go to the movies and I'm all in that thing activated. Front row seat. All right. Because y'all know I can't see nothing. And I ain't got my glasses. Front row middle. Learned that from the Daniels fund. All right. Loud, laughing, asking, why did he do this? Why did she do that? Oh, you stupid. That's me in the movies. You know what I mean? Who's to say that that's bad? Who's to say, that's an issue? I mean, coming back down to it, we don't know what our culture is. We've accepted and been and adapted to our environment. When folks say that's all I know, you know what I mean? That's all we've been adapted to know. But that's not all we know. That's all we've been adapted to know. We have to get out. We have to question. That's my thing. I love that thing. Julie, do the thing. I love that thing. I question everything. Sometimes how I question stuff is not how folks want to be questioned. All right. Even in relationships, it's not how folks want to be questioned. All right. And that's okay too. But, I've been asking myself this a lot lately. Who's to say? Because looking at our podcast overview, talking about the issues within the black and brown community, that is a problem in my perspective, that we don't see anything, that we don't say anything about, that is we just shrug it off like it's not a problem. Doing these episodes, I've come to the conclusion that who's to say these are issues? Who's to say what our culture is? Who's to say CP time is for colored people? I don't think that's just for colored people. I know more white people that be running on CP time than black folks. Who's to say that that's our culture? I know folks running on that CP time shit. Not I. Not on duty. But who's to say that's our culture? Again, let me see if I can find this one song. I want to jam this song for y'all real fast, man, because the words behind this song it brings back down to, like I was saying, I ask questions. You know what I mean? And the song is clearly asking, and then, this is not our culture. You know what I mean? With everything that we've seen, with everything that we're doing, with everything that we're being taught, this is not our culture. With everything that we're putting out there in terms of calling the next man my nigga, calling the Mexicans, they be on that Boehner shit. You know what I mean? I ain't just spick, I ain't just fan, none of that shit. This ain't our culture, but we owned it. You know what I mean? So how do we get back to what our culture is? What is our culture? And it comes back down to, if we don't create and build the culture that's going to be something that everybody in, when I say the black and brown folks can get with, you know what I'm saying? If this ain't that wave, if this ain't that move, then we gonna be stagnant. We gonna be in the same position. My point. I mean, this is just again my opinion. You know what I mean? What's happening? I see y'all tapped in. You know what I mean? Mean Joan. I see you. Sure. Hi. All right. I don't know how to say that. Mean Joan. You know what I mean? Hi. Clink Pop. Hi. I see y'all. You know what I mean? Ying Kim Young. Hi, hello. You know what I mean? What's happening? I see y'all tapped in. You know what I mean? Thank you. Yes, it is. Very. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Miss Frida, she said, you right on that one. Yet, ladies, we have to be willing to listen. And I shout out and I shut up starting. And I shout up, started looking what God wanted me to say and learned a lot on how we really felt about. And you know what yeah, okay. Yeah, you right. Nah, what's happening? What's up? You know what I mean? I see what's up. You know what I mean? Just some sups around here. Just one word, hellos. All right. So this is that's what I'm coming down to. I mean, and we may have to shift, you know, just looking at the whole perspective. Just looking at the shift on the whole perspective. All right. You know, I'm coming down to, you know, the point of, again, if we are not taught how to treat women, black women specifically. All right. Because, you know, I'm hearing black folks, black women that's always saying that we're the least respected gender. We're the least respected. We don't get no love. Black men don't even fuck with us. You know what I mean? And I hear it, but I'm saying if we are not taught how we're supposed to treat our own first, if we are not taught how we're supposed to treat our own first, all right, and that's where I believe, you know, a lot of us come into the mix misconstrued. You know what I mean? Especially there's brothers out here who I mean, black men, dark as me, you know, who won't even talk or date a sister. All right. Your mama black as these sisters that you want to disrespect. And you know what I mean? But, you know, coming from that point, you know, because they were taught somewhere along the line that black women are not beautiful. All right. They were taught somewhere along the line that black women are not beautiful. Oh, y'all came in thick, huh? Okay, sure. I see y'all. Sure. What's happening? All right. Well, I feel like the least respected people are black women of the LGBTQ community. They're getting it from the sexists, the racists, the homophobes. You are so right. You are so right. I agree 125,000%. And that's a whole nother battle because they're, like you said, they're facing it from the sexists, the racists, the homophobes, and themselves. And what I mean by themselves, I mean the community that them. If a black woman, the black women be the most attacking black women in the LGBT community. Black women be the most rah when it comes to, you know what I mean, another black women. And again, I just heard this yesterday. Just yesterday. Black men don't have no problem with me. It's always the black women. It's always the black women. And this came from a black woman. And it came from a black woman. So again, if we don't, how are we supposed to learn how to treat black women from a black woman when black women don't even treat black women how they're supposed to be treated? Let me rephrase that. Let me say that question again. How are we supposed to learn how to treat a black woman when black women don't even treat black women how they're supposed to be treated? Now, I'm just saying this podcast, I know y'all ain't black. I kind of figured that out by y'all's names, you know what I mean? But right on for tapping in, you know what I mean? I kind of figured Naya was half something or has something in her just by her name. But you know what I mean? This is within the black and brown community. You know, I don't talk about the white community because I don't know anything about the white community. I don't talk about the Asian community because I don't have anything relative or any, you know what, I do have a couple relatives, you know what I mean, in the Asian community. My cousin, his name is James Douglas. His middle name is Sungchin. You know what I mean? We used to make fun of him back in the Gap, you know what I mean, for that. But saying all that, even to his dad don't never dated a black woman. Ever. Had so much negative shit to say about my mom and his other sister, you know, both black. I mean, he had a Chinese woman, wife, got divorced, got him a white woman, running them to the dirt. But I'm saying that to say, just looking at how closely connected to it, you know what I mean? Oh, please, you know what I mean? The thing is, I don't want y'all to, you know, have to hold your tongue. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to have to hold y'all's tongue and not be able to talk y'all shit too. So please don't hold y'all's tongue, talk y'all shit, because I'm gonna show talk mine. You know what I mean? And you know I talk back. All right. You know what I mean? Dang, y'all tapped in today. What's happening? You know what I mean? Talking about relationships. This is what people want to hear. Relationships from Phillip. Fuck out of here. All right. But coming back down to it, let me ask that question that I had just asked, because I think that's the humdinger right there. That is the humdinger right there. How are we supposed to learn how to treat black women as children if as children the black women don't treat other black women like they are supposed to be treated? All right. I'm just, that's the question that I'm posing. That's how we getting it. You know what I mean? We completely respect the black community, and I honestly don't understand racism at all. I mean, racism, some things, yeah, I don't understand gang banging. Some things we're just not meant to understand. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna assume that y'all are in the Asian community. All right. I know when Jamie Gillis, or whatever her name was, had mentioned something about the Asian community when she was running for mayor. All right, let me tell y'all how the Asian community step up. All right. I know when she had mentioned something bad about them, and when she was running, all of the leaders in that community wrote a letter, signed that letter, and within 24 hours, she was apologizing. She was retracting her statement. She was doing all of that. Same thing with the white folks. They came together, all the leaders in that community. All right. Boom. And then, you know, black folks, you know, she mentioned that she didn't know what the NAACP. And what do black folks do? They go live on YouTube, on Facebook, asking other black folks, do they know what the NAACP is? The whole attention went elsewhere. You know, so I'm saying, that is a hell of a question. That is a hell of a question. Is it like rare for black women to get along? Oh man, it is. It is. Even in families. It is. Why? Again, this is something within our community that we are still struggling to figure out. You know, and a lot of people, they like to go back and blame it on slavery and post-traumatic slavery disorders and all this other stuff. And I'm like, great, we can blame it on everything that the world has to offer us. But at the same time, that does not take the hate away, or that does not take the feelings that I have towards my own away. And it could be ill feelings. It could be feelings of whatever that may be. You know what I mean? And y'all, it's crazy. As people, we fail to acknowledge, identify our own traumas, and that is portrayed in how we treat each other, which is the wrong way to deal with conflict. Yes, there's a difference in a trauma response versus healed response. Please elaborate. Please elaborate. I want to hear the difference between a traumatic response and a healed response. All right. This is that's normal too, especially in the family for families to beef. Especially in the families for families to beef. I know a lot of the beef comes from, again, mom's side of the family and the dad's side of the family. Me specifically, I don't have a relationship with my dad's side of the family. All right. He died in 92. You know, I was his only son, but none of his 15 other brothers or sisters came out and tried to look or build a relationship with me. I don't have, when it comes to a healed response versus a traumatic response, me not dealing with them. That's my response. Me not dealing with them. That's my response. Me like, I was young. Y'all should have came and got me. Y'all should have came and built that relationship with me. So now is I'm not dealing, you know what I mean, with that part. So, and yes, I agree. We've been conditioned to compete. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's how we pushing. I don't know in terms of looking at it from a father's point of view. All right, I got two daughters. I got a 17-year-old, she's getting ready to graduate, and I have a 4-year-old. She'll be 5 next in May. She'll be 5 in May. All right. I got kids. It'd be, keeping up with birthdays and all of that stuff, ages and I got kids. But saying that to say, from 17-year-old to a 5-year-old, I'm trying to figure out how, as a father, I can break that cycle. I'm trying to figure out, as a father, how I can provide the means so that my daughters can see the issues in relationships early. And I know a lot of the women who I've dealt with, all of them had daddy issues, meaning dads wasn't around, dads touched them or molested or raped them, something. They all had daddy issues. The dads wasn't involved. The dads wasn't active. The dads wasn't married to the wives and stayed together with and kept the family together. And that is very important. That is very important for these babies. I'm be specific for these babies, because that's something that we didn't see. That's something that we didn't experience. That's something that is not normal in our community. And that's a problem, because dads nowadays, since we've accepted that's not normal, we be quick to get the fuck. You understand it? And that's a problem, because now you're splitting the household. Now kids got to go over here and over here. Now you got to find the time to do this, that, and the third. It's too much for no reason. All right. And again, it's coming back down to, I believe, a big part of this solution within our community, and it's all falling on the black man. But that's not new. That's not new. Falling on a black man. Some of the, and again, it's the same black men that's stand up in the community. Rah, rah, rah. Ooh, we good. Who's beating on a women, who's verbally abusing a women, the whole nine. You know what I mean? So it comes back down to, yeah. She said, yeah, I got kids. All right. My mom got kids. I'm one of 7. I know that's right. Sure. All right. Yeah. Oh, one of 8. Look at you. Can't even keep up either, huh? All right. My dad left when I was 2. Okay. That's community. My dad died from an OD. My dad died and when I was 8, from alcoholism. But again, I didn't know. I knew his first name, I knew his last name, and I knew his middle name, Robert Leon Smith. I didn't learn how to, again, that's another issue. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother issue. So y'all can't tell me that the black man in the household is not, you know what I mean? So I know that that's the motherfucking issue, period. You know what I mean? But it's coming down to, we got to learn how to treat women, not just from, me as a father, me as a black man, but also from the mothers, the black women. You know what I mean? So, it's coming down to, the solution. I'm not going to say it's in a problem, because the problem may not be a problem. The solution I ain't trying to sound cliche either. You know what I'm saying? All right, I ain't got no more tea. But we are the solution, though. We got to figure out the why. We got to give the why. We can't just say men are supposed to do this, that, and the third without saying why. I just can't. Even when I'm disciplining my sons that haven't. Actually, I had disciplined my son the other day. You know what I mean? Because he had jumped on his sister's back. Like this, he didn't know I was right there watching too. You know what I mean? Crazy. But I had jumped on his ass too fast. But we had a conversation. We talked. One thing that I'm learning more and that I'm doing more of as a black man, as a black father, is talking to my children. I used to just ready to haul off and jump on their ass just for anything and say, don't do it again. I was told, you know what I mean, we got to try something different. Just because that's how I was raised and that's the treatment that I was given, though, does not mean that that's the treatment that is the best treatment. That's what it comes down to. So we are the solution. We can continue to allow excuses we can continue to allow the excuses. I'm going to just say that, or we can do a thing. And it's very easy to do a thing. You just got to find a thing and be consistent with doing it. But you got to make sure it's the right thing. All right. So when we're looking at relationships, when we're looking at, the treatment of black women and brown women and women specifically of color, the only way that we're going to get better when it comes to these relationships and building them is building the relationships. Be open, be honest, communicate, talk. If you can't talk, write, draw. If you can't do that, breathe. Energy is felt too. I'm beginning to feel energy. If the hardest thing for you to do is talk, practice. It's practice. All right. I ain't got nothing else though. You know what I mean? I really ain't have nothing for this episode, to be honest with y'all. You know, today I had came into the office early and I started cleaning up. You know, we had feng shui the whole office. You know what I mean? Oh, feng shui. I just learned what feng shui is. You know what I mean? So we feng shui in the office and all that other stuff. But saying all that to say, you know, the energy is shifting in the office. You know what I mean? You can feel that energy and all that too. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's coming down to, I was doing all that this morning and stuff, and it was like last minute. I'm like, oh man, I forgot. I got this top of the top with King Phillip, and I have no topics. So I'm like, somebody did say something about me relationships, so let me do the relationships again. I ain't had nothing to talk about really, you know what I mean? But like I said, I do want to make sure that we stay consistent with these top of the tops. And just to think of it, if I did not come in and do this episode, I would not have met Kim Young. I would not have met Min Jung. You know what I mean? I know I'm butchering y'all's names too. Kling Pop. You know what I mean? Who else? I wouldn't have met Nia Williams. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have met none of y'all. I'm trying. I'm sorry if I'm butchering y'all's names. You know, I'm trying though. All right. So let me tap in, see what y'all got going. It doesn't just fall on men, though. We as women have to do the work, too. It takes two. It's always a two-way street. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One time my sister cut my hair while I was sleeping as a prank. All right. So I guess she's the one that you didn't mention when you said 1 out of 7, and then you changed it to 1 out of 8. Was that you? Nah, that was Mignon. Nah, that was you. Let me find out. That's why. Right. All right. My mom always goes based off of what it was like for her growing up. My mom is like, damn. Facts. All right. Yes, indeed. All day. But the thing is, so check it out. When I learn these words, I try to use them fast too. You know, so I had learned the word, I've heard it, but when I hear words and when I learn them, this is my process. If I hear the word, I'll just go on about my day. When I learn the word, I would write the word down. I would look up the word. I would read the definition. I would write the definition down. I would read it all. You know what I mean? Make it make sense. And then I would use the word. So for example, what was that word? Inclusive. You know what I mean? That was my latest word. You know what I mean? That I looked up, researched, did all that, and now I'm using it. So every morning before our show, I usually would go onto our Facebook and I would ask anybody if they have any questions, you know, that they would like to talk about, or any talking points that they would like to mention in the podcast. You know what I mean? That's me being inclusive. You know what I mean? I like words. I like learning new words. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this is it. This is it. Oh dang. His chat is like super delayed. My bad, huh? Yep, it was like 20 hours later. That's how y'all gonna do me, huh? Oh man, that's probably y'all's connection. Don't blame it on me. Sure, it could be y'all's connection. Don't come for me. First of all, sure. All right. Hey, but look, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. You know, that's all I got for today. You know, I ain't got no more. I usually try to run for the whole hours, but I just be sitting up here talking for another 6 minutes, and I'm not a talker. You know what I mean? So I just be up here looking at y'all for the next 5 minutes if we want to do that. You know what I mean? Look, she said we on hide you. Listen to you. That don't mean nothing. Shoo. 5G my ass. Shoo, I got cricket. Nah, I'm playing. I ain't got no cricket. Y'all probably don't even know what cricket is. Shoo. We got 5G in Korea, huh? Oh, shit. We in Korea? Look, don't come for me. Shoo. Don't come for me. 5G. Don't come for me. All right? Sure. Well, I hang if y'all hanging. Sure. Any of y'all play chess? If y'all play chess, y'all can come see me. You know, on chess.com. All right? You can set up a free account on chess.com. And then my username is Malcolm303. Come and see me. That is my extremely threatening username. So if y'all want some trouble, 5G that. Sure. See how slow it moves on that 5G. Cricket. I ain't got cricket. I was just joking. Dang, sure. Don't come for me. All right. Goodness. You know what I mean? You can come for me on that chessboard, though. All right. Let me see. If y'all have not done so either, too, let's go ahead and run that one back, too. If y'all have not done so yet, go ahead and check out our Facebook.com and like that joint. /Malcolm303. If you don't have Facebook, do the Instagram. /Malcolm303. If you don't have that, do the Twitter. /Malcolm303. If you don't have that, do the Pinterest. /Malcolm303. That's where we at with everything. That's how you can stay up to date with everything that we got going. And yeah, stay tapped in, because the thing is, I do, you know, we run the top of the top with King Phillip, and this is just my perspective, issues from my perspective. We have a group of youth who do the Make a Culture Move podcast, and they talk about the issues within the black and brown community from the youth's perspectives. All right, so it's both things. Yeah, Pinterest. Leave me alone. Just go check out the Pinterest. All right, don't do me. That's what it is. All right. That's what it is. Dang, y'all ain't got no Facebook? Goodness. I guess y'all follow the rules out there, huh? Sure. I know I had to, I secretly found out my daughter had a Facebook, you know what I mean, when she was like 13. Sure. What y'all use out there? Who uses Facebook? The nerve. Goodness, hold on. Let me come back here so y'all can see how they trying to go in on me though. You know what I mean? Let me see. We gonna come back. So boom, they came here and went in on me right there. Started there. You know what I mean? Then she came in, was like, it's 20 hours late. Boom. Okay. And then I was like, you know, that's y'all's thing. And she was like, nah, we got that 5G shit. You know what I mean? We got 5G in Korea. Don't nobody care about y'all's 5G. It's still gonna fuck up. Sure, period. Then they gonna jump on the cricket. You know what I mean? Peace. What up, Big J? Happy Malcolm Tuesday, man. You know what I mean? Send them through. All right. And then they said, who uses Facebook? I guess y'all still on MySpace, huh? Let's find out. Sure. Mijente.com type shit. All right. But look, I'm still over here jabbering. I'm about to make it to the whole hour messing around. Sure. Let me see what else. What else I got, man? I ain't got nothing else. You know what I mean? Go check out. Go get some Malcolm apparel. You know what I mean? I talk in Instagram. I never heard of no I talk. Me. All right, you see them coming for us, right, Big J? They gonna talk about who uses Facebook. You know what I mean? All right. Oh yeah, in Korea we use iTalk in Instagram. I don't know what no iTalk is. You know what I mean? Yeah, mi gente. Sure. Oh, okay, sure. All right. Oh. It's a Korean app. Y'all get everything first anyways. Sure. Oh, that's it. You know what I mean? Tap in on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Look, don't come for me. You got that one. I'm gonna let you have that one, all right? I'm gonna let you have that one. All right. I ain't gonna argue, I ain't gonna disagree, none of that. Y'all have a good one out there.